Yo, hip hop heist, man. What up? We back at it with another reaction. 50 Cent exposes Jim Jones crashing out after eviction from podcast building and kicking doors. Shout out to Chig Smooths with this article, man. Go follow Chigs. He really up there with it. We appreciate him bringing us this article for us to react to, man. This is Hip Hop Heist TV. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Let's get into it, man.
This is all bad, you guys. Oh boy, here we go. Just like I told you guys in yesterday's video, after Jim Jones and Let's Rap About It podcast talked about the Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder incidents with Ja Rule, I told you guys 50 Cent was going to have a response back. Now, I thought it was some memes. I didn't think it was going to be a whole eviction. That's right, you guys. Unfortunately, looks like Jim Jones is getting evicted from his podcast building. Now, we know Jim Jones and the owner of the building have not been getting along for the last couple of months, all because they were having issues with his rent. Y'all remember when 50 Cent was making jokes about buying the building that he records in? I really think 50 Cent actually purchased the building. Just like he's been dropping exclusive videos on Jim Jones the last couple of months, 50 Cent has officially dropped a bomb.
What was you talking about? He cut the lights off. You're not supposed to, you heard Jim? Huh? He cut the lights off. Turn back in.
Oh man, anybody getting evicted is never funny, but Jim like 50 something years old, and showing no sign of age. You know what I mean? Like he's like, we got to get in there. We got to get to it, man. Let's get it.
What's up? What happened? Yeah, I'm good. No, it's mine. It's my property. All right? You got a problem talking about it.
As you guys can see, Jim Jones was kicking the doors in, trying to get in some way, somehow. And as you guys heard, one of Jim Jones' man said, yo, they cut the lights off. Now, 50 also posted this eviction notice that was in front of the building. As you guys can see here, it says to IFC Management, LLC, Joseph Jones, and it says, take notice as follows. The tenant was served with a 15-day notice of default, dated January 5th, 2026, which expired on January 22nd, 2026, and a 5-day notice of termination, dated February 10th, 2026, which expired February 17th, 2026.
Damn, so they was letting them know. You cannot disregard that shit. Like, interesting. I'm surprised they didn't have no public, they didn't have anybody there guarding it. But so dated February 10th, 2026, which expired on February 17th. That tenant's tenancy at the premises has been terminated.
Tenant's tenancy at the premises has been terminated. Yikes. That pursuant to landlord's right under the lease, including paragraph 17 of the lease, and as set forth in the termination notice, landlord has elected to re-enter and take possession of the premises and has peaceably recovered possession of the premises. That tenant may make arrangements with landlord to coordinate the retrieval of tenant's property from the premises, aka come get your podcast microphones, your podcast couch, your podcast pictures out of my building. That should tenant attempt to enter the premises, change the locks, or seek to retrieve his property, or cause any third party to do so without the landlord's express permission, landlord reserves the right to prosecute the same as a trespass and pursue all other available remedies. Oh man, this is very tough for Jim Jones, especially because now you gotta go find a new podcast space last minute. This whole rent situation with his landlord has been just odd. He's never addressed it on the podcast. He doesn't talk about it in any interviews, but now with this eviction notice out there, you're going to have to address this. I'm not sure if trying to kick the doors in was a good idea, but that's how Jim wanted to handle it. Now 50 said sarcastically in the caption, "Damn bro, this wouldn't happen if we was friends. Wanna be friends? I don't know." That's right.
He said, "I don't know. Let's rap about it. LOL, delicious." Oh, he's talking about his alcohol. But he said, "Damn, bro, this wouldn't happen if we were friends. Want to be friends? I don't know. Let's rap about it. LOL. Damn, that is hilarious, bro. 50 Cent is getting. He's like the master troll. I think he's unlocked the master troll level."
Go podcast at Academic Studio. DJ Academics has offered Jim Jones his podcast space, and if I'm Jim Jones looking at this whole situation, I might gotta take him up on that offer. For some reason, you guys, I refuse to believe that the rent was the only issue here. The man was doing renovations to the building, he was adding a lot of stuff to it, so I don't think he would do that to a space he's not able to afford. Listen, man, you guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of 50 Cent dropping this footage of Jim Jones crashing out? And how do you guys think he should handle this eviction?
Man, that's crazy. I think honestly it can't be because of the money. Like he's been generating streams, right? He's been generating plays, clicks. There you go, clicks, right? So that's generating revenue somewhere. It can't be about the money. I refuse to believe that Jim Jones can't pay his rent. You know what I mean? But we did see that the landlord was sending these clips to 50 Cent, or the landlord had left a voicemail on 50 Cent's phone that 50 posted. And yeah, man, I think they're in cahoots somehow, right? The landlord and 50, and now 50's saying he bought the place. So I don't know, man. I think that Jim Jones ain't gonna have an issue finding a place. He's just gonna have to come out of the pocket, or you know what I mean. If he didn't pay the landlord any money, then come on, what are we really talking about? Like, bro needs to pay the rent, right? But if it's because the dude is on 50's team, the landlord, then yeah, it's time for Jim to go get his own spot and figure it out that way. But I do refuse to believe it's about the money. But yeah, man, let's keep going. Hip Hop Heist TV, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. Be happy, be healthy. Do what you got to do to survive, like Pac said. You already know, always be of service, man. So figure that out. And with that being said, we out. Peace.